and welcome back to the Smashy Business Show. I am Farah Bashir.
And I am Anika Ellis Baby.
And you guys, we have a lot of things to cover today, from chilies to Shein to
Saudi rent prices.
Yes.
And the new airport that's coming up.
Exactly. But first of all, I want to mention something. It's that I am so disappointed. I thought today is Friday. You know, waking up, you're like, oh, what day is it? And then you're like, you think it's Friday, and then I look and I'm like, oh no, it's Thursday.
You know, if you were, you're a Dubai kid, right?
Yeah.
So if you were raised here, so when we were growing up, you would have been happy today because Friday and Saturday used to be weekends in the UAE.
Not anymore.
And then we were switched over to Saturday and Sunday, and I always wondered why.
I mean, I think it's all because of they switched it because of the market, and as well it's better for the economy and it's better for the finance, so from this finance part of it. Yeah. But the point is, I am disappointed. I really am. I'm like, oh my God. And by the way, even I thought yesterday was Thursday and today is Friday. I'm like, what a long week. But it's okay. We can pull through. It's only one more day.
If you're looking for gifts to give for a calendar would be a start.
That's actually a very funny one. Okay, yeah. So guys, Anika is calling me out. But you know, sometimes maybe because sleeping and having the same routine daily, and specifically if it's a long week, you would think well, that's odd. But that's fine. So now let's jump. I'm just going to give you a quick roundup of our headlines for today. Of course, the famous chilies. It's an exclusive piece. So exclusive Dubai chilies gets spicy shake-up closures, signals shift as historic Bahraini group takes it over. Shein's IPO set to be the largest ever on London's stock market. Commercial rents surge as demand for Saudi office space grows, and construction of new terminal at Maktoum International Airport to start this month. But let's talk chilies. The famous restaurant Dubai Chilies gets a spicy shake-up. Closure signals shift as historic Bahraini group takes over. According to an insider source, Chili's in Dubai is undergoing a franchise shake-up, leading to temporary closures of some branches. Now, this move comes as current franchise holder Saleh bin Lahij. He relinquishes the reins. However, diners expect the Tex-Mex chain to remain a fixture in the Emirates under new management. Now, founded in 1888, the Fakhro Group boasts a long history in trading and distribution, with a diverse portfolio encompassing automotive, real estate, and even food and beverages, marking their first venture into operating Chili's franchise. But it's important to note that this information has not been officially confirmed by Chili's or the current franchise holder Saleh bin Lahij. Of course, the Fakhro Group plans to open their inaugural Chili's outlet in Sharjah this December, which is very exciting, followed by a gradual reopening of existing Dubai locations, which is very exciting. What do you think? It's going to be in Sharjah, hopefully.
It's very interesting that there's been this shift in ownership.
Yeah.
From the beginning of time, as I know it, we've had a Chili's and it's always been under these guys. But I do see the economic benefit when it comes to shutting down, because let's be honest, Chili's is no longer what it used to be, at least especially in the UAE. You go to any branch now, it's not as good. The quality of the food, the taste, it's diminished.
True.
And if a change of ownership is what the brand needed to start over and get fresh, quite literally, then sure, so be it. It's very interesting to see. We've had this happen with Chili's, and if I'm not wrong, I believe Kareem is also switching ownership like this. And I think it really can make or break the holding company.
Yeah.
Once they decide, because how they impact the business, will it make it easier? Will it make it nicer? Will it make it better? Will it grow? This could be like the group's real stronghold into the UAE markets. So that's very interesting.
I mean, of course, like it's Al Fakhr Group is, of course, like it's a family business. It's for Abdullah Yusuf from the Fakhr Group and so on. But as you said, by the way, the Chili's restaurant is not as good as it used to be. It for sure, like has done, like it has gone back. But we are expecting a lot from Al Fakhr Group since they actually they have partnerships with brands like they had with McDonald's. They, of course, like we know that McDonald's is boycotted, but they had like it with McDonald's. They had with as well rent a car and so on and on from like different branches. But regarding like food and beverages, of course, like the fact that they are actually like now taking ownership for Chili's, we are hoping for it to just like be better and maybe, as you said, like come back to what it used to be back then, which is, I would say, for sure a must.
Yeah, but baseline, it's like, do we have the need for Chili's anymore? Because Chili's is, after all, an American company, I believe, or it's come in from the West. And the UAE or the GCC region as a whole is quickly moving away from it. But sure, time will tell, I guess.
I mean, yeah, of course, time will tell, but we just like hope that they are not going to be changing the identity of Chili's. You know what I mean? Which is like it's known for its like Mexican food, right?
Yeah.
And like like so. What is your favorite dish at Chili's? Or before when it used to be like really good?
Yeah, I only remember the dessert,
the molten coke. Oh my god, the molten cake and the birthdays used to be like a thing.
But anyway, speaking of moving away from the West, let's move on to Shein.
Yes. Oh, how often do you shop at Shein?
Not very often because I don't like shopping.
Okay.
But whenever I am in a fix and I need a bunch of clothes, let's say I'm going for a trip or I started a new habit, like I started the gym recently. So
good for you.
Thank you. So if I'm doing something like that and I want a bunch of clothes or accessories, Shein's my best bet.
Well, tell us about the new.
So the Chinese fashion giant Shein has been valued at $66 billion, $66 billion, and it is considering filing for an IPO on the London Stock Exchange market, marking a significant move away from previous attempts to list in the US. Political tensions between China and the US have hindered previous efforts. This potential listing in London could offer a boost to the city's stock exchange, which has seen a decline in major corporate listings. Both the current UK government and the opposition have shown support for Shein's listings, with meetings being held to discuss the matter.
I mean, honestly, this is such a big move. I can assume, of course, like with Shein, I don't know, recently there are some sayings and talk around that Shein clothing can be cancerous and causes a lot of things, like health-wise and so on, which is kind of like, I would say, I don't know, interesting.
Shein has a lot of allegations in general. I mean, even when it comes to ethical violations with the Uyghurs in China, these are all. China has never confirmed this. Shein has never confirmed this. But there have been several sting operations of people going inside factories and taking footage, and it's never been pleasant. But it's the same as any other business that's really out there and growing, like Amazon, for example. Just recently, actually just today or yesterday, the Amazon Workers Union in India is again fighting because they don't have proper working conditions amid heat waves. Climate change is a
100%.
real problem that businesses have to tackle, especially when it comes to employee safety. So there's no surprise, to be honest, at this point. A lot of companies resort to several ethical violations, and unfortunately, a lot of times these the people who actually face the brunt of it tend to be the employees, the most consumer direct employees, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, that's just the way it is. But Shein, I think it's very interesting that they are completely foregoing the idea of the US stock market, because ideally a company would always aspire to be on there. But them switching instead and going to London is interesting, and it's
Yeah.
interesting. It's a mutually beneficial deal.
That is true.
Because even the London stock market needed them.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think honestly that this is influenced by geopolitical factors, you know what I mean? And as well, like they represent, it's a great opportunity for, like, as you said, the London Stock Exchange, you know, it will, like, I would say, give like a rejuvenation to the listing activity, of course, that is supported as well by the political sentiments within the UK. So it's a very exciting thing, honestly.
But at this point, if you're like, just the UK in general,
Yeah.
the idea of the UK in general
Yeah.
is completely falling apart as an
That's true.
economy,
Yeah.
as a market. So I'm not sure what, but like this could be a big thing because this is going to be its largest IPO yet.
Yes.
So it's going to be very interesting. I think this is more of like a stay tuned, watch what happens, market predictions kind of a thing.
But you never know. Shein is Shein.
Would you invest in it?
Would I invest in
Shein?
Shein? I would not. No, I would not, because I feel like, you know what, it is. If I was going to invest in something, I'd invest in something more stable.
I think Shein is pretty stable.
It is, but you know, because like I think people are now like kind of like avoiding fast fashion. People are more like investing in, like, you know, like not fast fashion, and more like, for example, like good fashion. Even if it's more pricey, you know what, they are going to be investing.
That's
I would
very
invest
true.
in, like, I would say, like an apartment or something like that. But let's move on. So, commercial rents surge as demand for Saudi office space grows. Government initiatives are attracting businesses to Riyadh, increasing demand for prime office space. Rents are rising across major cities, you guys. The cities go as follows. So let me just like read it for you quickly, because like honestly it's amazing. It's amazing seeing the listing. So Riyadh is grade A at 8% increase, grade B is at 26%, oh my god, increase compared to Q1, and Jeddah grade A 23.5% increase, grade B is 2% increase, and Dammam is grade A 2% increase, and grade B is 1.6 increase. Honestly, to be honest with you, with what's happening in Saudi Arabia and the openness that they have like reached, right? They're opening up a lot of businesses, and a lot of businesses that were originally, you know, like operating from the UAE are now, they have moved to Saudi Arabia. So everyone's asking for like, they want some spaces, and Saudi Arabia is being so smart about it because like they have seen like the demand of that. And so, of course, like the supply and demand, you know, of course, they work hand in hand. And because of the demand of like space is higher, so of course the prices are facing a lot of like increase.
Of course, I think it's incredibly smart. Saudi Arabia has always has recently especially been implementing several decisions to attract a lot of business into the kingdom. So, like we have. They announced a tax break, I believe, for companies that shift their headquarters to Saudi. They have been more on it when it comes to alcohol regulations, wherein they are allowing the sale of alcohol, but under very strict rules, which we discussed, I believe, way back in the show. But you know, it's very interesting to see how they are coming up in terms of a business, in terms of a place that's really trying to portray themselves as the new Dubai in some sense.
True, yeah.
I've heard a lot of people compare Saudi right now to what Dubai used to be around 20-30 years ago, wherein anyone who's there right now, anyone who chooses to start a business there right now is going to make it, because the country is growing and they're doing everything to help their businesses grow.
That's true, yeah.
It's very interesting again. And high rents are just, I think even though this rent is higher compared to what has been, it's going to be the lowest for the future in Saudi. So yeah, I think in another 2 more years, we'll be talking about how rents in Saudi are sky high.
I mean, yeah, as well, you know, like hotel rates are also rising in Riyadh because due to increased business activity, you know. Of course, as you said, like, you know, they are changing and they want to change the whole, I'd say, idea or the image that they had back then to something that's like a new Dubai. But
yeah, there's the tourism.
It's going to take time. It's going to take time. And we are honestly, like, we're here for it. I'm looking for this change, honestly. And
it's great to have the money in the region.
Yes, of course, exactly. And we know that Saudi Arabia, you know, is all about business. And they are like, you know, they are as well like Aramco, and the list goes on, the oil and everything. So, yeah, why not Saudi Arabia for the go? Honestly, I'm looking forward to how it's going to be like in, I would say, like 5-10 years, hopefully. So let's jump to our next story, and we are talking travel. Now, this travel is very important because we are talking about the new construction at a new terminal at Al Maktoum International Airport starts this month.
Yeah.
Yes, so the construction of the new passenger terminal at Al Maktoum International Airport is set to commence in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Now, the initial phase, designed to accommodate 150 million passengers, is expected to be completed within the next decade, as stated by Dubai Civil Aviation Authority Chair Sheikh Ahmed bin Saeed Al Maktoum, which is very exciting because I'm excited for the airport itself, to be honest.
Yeah, what I find fascinating about this whole thing is we're essentially watching a city shift. So if Dubai started out at Old Dubai, you know, that's the Deira, Karama, Satwa, Bar Dubai, that side. Now suddenly we're going to be shifted into downtown Dubai, where that's where, you know, the Burj Khalifa and everything's happened. And now we're shifting again once more into Dubai South, which is where the airport is coming, Jebel Ali, the free zone, all of those things. And it's so interesting. And Sheikh Mohammed has great plans for this place. He's already been speaking about the kind of economic benefits that this the airport construction is going to have, because a lot of the city is, first of all, getting bigger in some way. A lot of business is now going to go into that side. A lot more tourism because the airport's capacity is bigger. We are, I believe, expanding our capacity to host around 260 million passengers.
Yes.
12 million tons of cargo and 400 aircraft gates.
That's true. It's a lot. And by the way, even for like the new terminal, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum approved $35 billion designed for the new terminal. It's. I mean, if he put that much money for the new terminal,
yeah, why wouldn't he?
Of course, yeah, as you said, why wouldn't he? But I just like cannot imagine how big the airport's going to be and how big the terminal is going to be, because like at this point, they just like, as you said, Dubai, it has been mentioned that Dubai wants to transform to a 20-minute city.
Yeah.
Which is like, at this point, just like phases me and amazes me, because like it's like Dubai just like never stops improving and growing. There is a no for Dubai to stop improving and growing.
It's a great way to see a city, as in you're always looking for the next best thing. And I think, I'm not sure who mentioned this or where I saw this, but something about how Sheikh Mohammed rules the city like a business, you know?
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
Always, and in a good business, it's always about consumers first. What do your consumers need? And consumers needed a bigger airport. They needed more facilities. They needed quick, efficient services, more business, more opportunity. We have all of that.
He gives it to you guys. And at this point, you know what I mean? If Sheikh Mohammed thinks of Dubai as like he's like a businessman, he is the greatest businessman, which brings us to the end of the show. Thank you so much, Annika, for being with me.
Of course, no problem.
So guys, don't forget to tune in tomorrow with me and Annika.
Oh, no, it'll be Richard tomorrow.
Oh, with Richard, our CEO, the greatest business mind behind all businesses, I would say. I wouldn't say all businesses, but he has a great business mind. So we will be talking. It's going to be a very interesting talk.
You can pick his brains tomorrow.
Yes, I would be like, so Richard, again, for the third time, what do you take? What are the vitamins that you have? So tune in tomorrow, same time.